It's your girl T here, back with the Tuesday vid. Yeah, I know you guys are having a beautiful, blessed day. We're tea timers. It's absolutely what we do. Our affirmation of the day is we've got it all. We want it, we got it. Like Ariana Grande says, we're tea timers. That's just how we roll. I wanted to apologize about my absence last week. I was busy moving. So I told you guys before, I'm moving into my dream house. Now, I'm in a temporary spot right now, but some movement has been happening in the 3D on my forever home. So I know it's coming. I'm not worried about it. And I'm just staying in a temporary spot for the next few months until my dream home is ready for me to move in. This is another piece of the manifestation journey that you guys can also kind of wrap your head around. Sometimes when we're on our way to a destination, we have to make a pit stop, which is what I'm calling my temporary residence. We have a pit stop. For me, I feel like there's a reason that I'm at this pit stop. Like there's a calling for me there that I need to make that stop before I get to my permanent home. You guys can assign whatever meaning you want to the pit stop you make sometimes on, or some people call it birds before land, or whatever you want to call it, inspired action. You go to a pit stop before you get to your end destination, and that's okay. You just have to remember that your end destination is on its way. Sometimes you just have to make a stop along your road trip, right? So I wanted to discuss with you guys today. I was talking to a girlfriend and she brought up a good point. She was saying that when she, in certain relationships that she had, she can't change the person. But we're not trying to change the person. I think that's a confusion with a lot of times what people will think when we're manifesting SPs or what have you. We're not changing the person, we're changing the perception of how that person looks at us, how we look at that person, and how we think they look, or how we think that they think about us in return. So we are, and a lot of that shifting is done through self-concept by reminding ourselves daily that we're loved, chosen, wanted, and desired, or whatever affirmation you're using. You guys have done the work, you know where your quote unquote blind spots are in terms of your self-concept. So whatever you're affirming for to strengthen in certain areas is where you're going to see the shifts come up in other people, because energetically you're going to shift the way you view yourself, and they're going to respond to that energy and that boundary that you've put up in terms of how people show up for you. So let's say as an example, I'm having a rough go with my boss because I feel like they don't respect me, and they make me feel like I'm not appreciated. So I'm affirming I'm loved and appreciated, and everybody around me respects me. They have no choice. When I start really embodying that affirmation and believing I'm loved and respected and people have to appreciate me, that boss is going to show up differently for me, and I'm going to perceive their actions through love and appreciation, because I'm changing the concept of who I am by saying I'm loved and appreciated. So when I see myself, I feel loved and appreciated, and they are going to reciprocate that by showing up, making, like, I'm going to interpret their actions towards me as actions of love and appreciation. It's like when you're angry at someone, they can do anything and you can perceive it as annoying, irritating, or hateful towards you, when a third party could be watching that interaction and they're like, that wasn't even mean or hateful, but your perception of them is that they're coming at you in a certain way, so you're going to perceive all their actions according to your emotion towards them. I know that makes sense to y'all because you guys have a good understanding of manifestation. I also wanted to say to you guys, your journey is to do with the fact that you are trying to focus on what it is that you want. And I know it's hard sometimes when you are manifesting and 3D triggers come up, like let's take my example of manifesting the house. Let's say I'm manifesting my dream house and I'm getting rejected from all these places that I'm trying to get into, and it looks like the market is super high and it's not a good time for me to get into real estate right now. I can live in those circumstances, or I can ignore those and say that doesn't apply to me because I know I'm getting my dream house. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to manage our energy, and we're trying to manage where our focus is. If I live in those circumstances, I'm going to see more of those circumstances. Like if I believe the hype that real estate's hard right now, oh, it's a bad time for me to get into a house, oh, it looks like 3 to 6 months until I can even dream of getting what I'm looking for. If you believe those circumstances, myself included, I may not see my house for 3 to 6 months, maybe even a year, because I'm believing those circumstances. But if I look at those and go, that's okay, I'm the exception, I always get what I want, I'm getting my house, scratch the 3 to 6 months, it's coming to me ASAP. And I live in that, my brain is going to keep questioning me like, well, what about da 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 da, and what about da 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 da. But your job is to tell your brain, is to take control of your brain and be like, oh, that doesn't apply to me. No, I have my house already. No, that doesn't apply to me. Oh, I already have my dream house, so that doesn't apply to me. That might have applied to the old me, the Tara 2.1, but I'm Tara 2.0 now. I have my dream house already, so you don't need to worry about that. It is managing these monkey ass thoughts we have in our head telling us we can't do things. You're kind of bossing your head around, telling it that doesn't apply to me anymore. I'm this person. This person has their dream house. This person has their SP. This person has whatever they want because they say they do. Manifestation is always working. Always working. The trick is to believe in the unseen. A lot of times, because we've been trained by the world that we have to see it before we believe it, and we're saying we have to believe it before we see it. We're creating it up here and feeling satisfied in the fact that we know the 3D will push out, but we're living up here and enjoying these desires before they physically manifest in the 3D. And because your brain can't tell the difference between what's real and what's not, your subconscious can't, and the pictures you're seeing are aligned to the reality where you get what you want, it will eventually push out. So not to worry today if you feel a sense of, is it coming, is it coming? That in itself is an affirmation. You switch that around to, it's on its way. And everything you see means it's on its way. And everybody around you supports, loves, respects you, and is kind to you. And everything that you see in your reality, you perceive that it's working in your favor because you're a Ttime. You're amazing. Everything you do is amazing. And I love y'all, but not as much as you should be loving yourselves. Have a beautiful, blessed Tuesday. Bye.